Jada Sullivan. Good morning, bro. How you doing?
Man, good morning, D. I'm great, man. How you doing?
I'm blessed, bro. Hey, welcome to the Salsa Life
Hey, man, it's
podcast.
always good to see you.
Hell yeah, absolutely. Bro, this podcast is about people that have taken their life's experiences and turned them into ingredients that they use to feed others. So it's
Nice.
literally like, what is it that has occurred in your life or is occurring in your life that you're using to feed others? With that being said, though, I'm gonna let you introduce yourself. Coach Jada, introduce yourself to the audience, bro.
All right, cool. I appreciate it. Yes, my name again is Jada Sullivan, aka Mr. F3. Uh, I am from Simpsonville, South Carolina, where I am a high school football coach. I am a entrepreneur. Also, I'm big with working with the youth, so I do some motivational speaking with the kids as well. I am a husband of 4 kids and 2 grandkids, and yeah, they keep life fun. But yeah, that's who I am.
Let's go. Bro, when I originally met you, it was through Brock Zeven and his show. You're one of the audience members. And I've
Yeah,
been very impressed with you, man. I've been very impressed with listening to your paradigm, listening to the way you think and the way that you speak and the way that you carry yourself and the passion that you have, especially as it relates to helping the youth. You've always been pushing that F3 strategy as well. So where did that originate, your love for the youth and helping them rise above and where they are or see themselves in a different light?
yeah. So I believe if I could take it back, I was young, man. I was a youth myself. I have my aunt Heidi. She was a basketball coach at Johnson C. Smith University at HBCU in Charlotte, North Carolina. Um, she ran a summer program for the youth up there in Charlotte called NYSP, the National Youth Sports Program. And I used to spend summers up there with my aunt. And she had her son Keywan, and I have another cousin Tashawn that used to spend the summers up with her. And man, we just got involved with working with the kids. I can remember being in the camp a couple of years, but after being in the camp, I wanted to start working with the younger kids. I may have been maybe 14, 15. So I started working in the camps instead of actually being in the camp. And I think that's where my development of, working with the kids, working with the youth started, is with my Aunt Heike in that National Youth Sports Program, NYSP.
Okay. Beautiful. Did you have many adult influencers? Like, where were you raised at, and how was your upbringing? Um,
Well, I wish, I wish I had that, Derek. I can say I was raised by a single mother. My mom and dad split when I was about 5 years old. So, I didn't have my dad in my life, growing up. I also had an uncle who was out in the streets, and I had one older cousin who I looked up to. But he ended up going to college, playing college football. And once he left South Carolina, left home, he never returned. He started living his life. So I really didn't have that male figure, that father figure in my life. Coming up, I was raised by a bunch of women. My grandma, my mom, sister, my auntie. So, they kept me. They kept me well grounded, kept me out the way. I had a couple of older cousins, but again, they was in the streets there. They were doing their thing. So I can tip my hat off to them. They kept me away from that. Due to sports and things like that. That could get me out of that situation, out of that environment. But yeah, so I never, at the end of the day, to answer your question, no, I didn't have that. I didn't have that male, that father figure, growing up in my life like that.
hey, let me ask you, bro. As you're coaching these kids, do you find that they live the life similar to what you lived? And me also, by the way, I didn't have that father figure in my life, and so raised by the women of my life, grandmas, aunts, mama. So I understand that. Do you find that
Yes.
your youth are living that life now, or do they come from healthy households, two parents and stuff like that?
Yeah, good question. One thing with coaching, youth sports or high school football is you're gonna see kids from all different sorts of life. You're gonna have your kids that the low income, the poverty kids, those single mother households. You're gonna have your kids that has both parents in their life, stable household. So um, yes, I believe every school, every program will have some type of kid like that. And to be honest, yes, I've encountered my share of kids that has been in the same type of situation similar to me. And just coming into coaching, I'm sorry, dude. My
Oh, no
my
worries,
dog
bro.
up under my feet, man, kicking my kicking my platform. But
Hey, mine down here too, bro.
yeah, man. But yeah, so yeah, just coming up, man. I didn't have that, but you have those kids that come from different environments and things like that. And coming into coaching there in 2021, I actually coached in Florida at Seminole High School down in Sanford, Florida, in 2016. But when I came home in 2018 to South Carolina, I started coaching at Hillcrest High School, my alma mater. And one of the things that brought me in that the head coach at the time really, really liked about me, what drew me to him was uh, we had those kids. He had those kids on that team at the current time who needed, someone to look up to. And I actually went and spoke to these kids, uh, one night, and 2 weeks later, that's when the coach offered me the head. I mean, he offered me the position. So he said, he felt like I can relate to the kids, and I took that as a compliment. I took that as an honor, and yeah, and that's how it is now. And that's where the F3 developed from that conversation, from that talk with that program, and it led up to F3 right now, what it is today.
Let's go. So, what is F3 today?
Hey man, so F3, of course, as you see, focus, fight, finish. It's beyond, the sports, beyond the playing field and the court. It's a way of life. It's just a movement. Every day you got to focus on your task at hand, whatever that may be, right? You know, every day you're gonna fight through adversity to be the best possible version of yourself. Adversity is gonna throw itself at you every day. That's life, right? And so at the end of the day, when you fight through that adversity, you want to do what? You want to finish the deal. So that's where the F3 come from, man. You focus on the task at hand, fight every day to sustain the right mindset to be great and to overcome any adversity or distraction that's trying to reach you, that's trying to prolong you from reaching your end goal. And then, like I said, at the end of the day, you want to finish the deal. Whatever you set your mind to do in life, do it. And don't stop until you finish. And that's what F3 is, man. Just the way of life.
Beautiful, bro. When I first heard you speaking, you reminded me of this video that I watched from a sermon clip from TD Jakes, where he
Okay.
talks about the mind is the battleground.
Yeah.
And he goes on to speak many things about how the mind is the battleground, how it's not in your checkbook, it's not in your bank account, it's not on your job, it's not with your spouse. The fight, and I'm misquoting him right now, but it's like the fight that you have to fight is in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
What allowed you to overcome your youth or the struggles of your youth? So these kids that you're coaching now, they have a polished Coach Jada, but Coach Jada was once just Jada Sullivan, being raised by
Yeah.
single women or women not having a father figure in his life.
Yeah.
What helped you overcome that?
What helped me overcome that there was I knew as a young man, as a teenager, that I wanted to be successful in some type of way in life. I knew I didn't have all the resources. I knew I didn't have all the accolades and have, but what got me through this whole thing and what polished me today, bro, is I look back at how my dad was on drugs, things like that. I looked at how my neighbors were. all my dad's homeboy on drugs, my uncle, and I didn't want that. I wanted something different coming out of life, man. I grew up in the 900 square foot house with like 10, 12 people. People sleeping on the couches, on the chairs. Like my grandma took everybody in, and you know, just being in that environment, man, seeing the guys, the older heads, drunk and high all day, and I didn't want that, man. You know, I wanted something better in life. So as I was able to start you playing sports and using sports as a leverage, you know, to get me to the next level, which is college, you know, get me out of this place, then you know, I took it a lot serious, man. And I just tell the kids today, you know, regardless of your situation, regardless of your environment, bro, if you put your mind to do something, man, you can do it, man. You can do it. You know what I'm saying? And that was my philosophy, man. And that's how I looked at it. You know, I went through a lot of BSD. Just coming up, struggling with reading in school. Then, you know, I get to high school, couldn't pass the SAT, took me 4 times. Colleges started dropping me from you know, I was getting heavily recruited. School just started dropping me because I couldn't qualify. I praise God for Western Carolina University for sticking with me. But yeah, just fighting and battling through those type of things, man. I give those guys, which is my players, those incidents, what I went through. And you know, I never once I man, my bad, dog.
Go for it, bro. Ain't no
Gotta
bad.
get clear, man. Like I see I couldn't pass that test, bro. And that shit crushed me, man, the first time. And I took it again. I didn't qualify, and it crushed me again. I only needed, bro, an 820. I only needed an 820 to qualify. I couldn't even make an 820. And I wanted to quit. I just wanted to just give up, man. And if I had gave up, I started thinking about how I would be back in Reedy Falk. My community that I grew up in. I'm gonna be just like them boys out there in the village. You know what I'm saying? Slanging dope, smoking dope. So, you know, I went on. I took it a third time. I failed it again, and the fourth time, it was my last time. It was do or die, and I finally, with the grace of God, I passed it. And so I just kind of let them kids know, man, hey, regardless how many times you fail, I'm gonna need you to get your ass back up. You know, you can stay there for a moment, man. Stay there for a moment, but don't stay there long because the sky's the limit for them. And I just give them that example. Me leaving school, getting hurt right before my degree. Got hurt 1 semester away from getting my degree, and I left school. I dropped out because of a career-ending injury. But then 19 years later, I went back and I walked that stage at the same university in Colorado, North Carolina, Western Carolina University. And I told them, man, hey, it might have took me 19 years. It might have took me a long time, but it was always in my mind. I wanted to finish. And I gave them my why. And that was important. You know, I gave them my why. I wanted to finish because both of my parents are still here on this earth today. And I wanted to get that done for them before they leave this earth. I promised them that football wasn't the only reason I went to school. I wanted to get my degree, but that didn't happen then. And I felt like I let them down for 19 years. I had that burden on my back. You know what I'm saying? And then when I walked that stage, when I grabbed that degree and I shook the dean hand, it's like I had a big weight off my shoulder, man. I looked up at the crowd and I seen exactly where my people were. You know what I'm saying? I seen the faces, I seen the joy, I seen just their reaction. And man, it's just like, man, I did it. So I let my kids know that, man. I let them know it's never too late, bro. You know, you don't finish what you start. You know what I'm saying? I had this thing too, D, where you know, it's the F3 code. 10 things that I live by. Hey, it's one, you know, you gotta, you know, focus on the mission. You have to control your mindset. I tell them, you know, you have to show up daily. That's important. You know, regardless of how you feel, you have to show up. If you want to be on an elite level, that's in the on the playing field, that's in the classroom, that's in the community, man. You have to show up. You know what I'm saying? And then also, you have to outwork your excuses. I tell them you have to outwork your excuses. The fifth one, I tell them, I say, man, listen, you have to embrace adversity. We go through adversity every day. That's a part of my mission statement. You know, fight every day to sustain the right mindset to be great and to overcome any adversity that's trying to prolong you from reaching your end goal. So we're gonna face that. So you're gonna outwork your excuses. You're gonna embrace that adversity because you know it's coming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then we're gonna finish what we started. We're gonna continue to grow. I tell them, listen, you got to be accountable. Man, I just dropped the F3 Focus Fight Finish accountability app. It's in Apple Store that has reached 12 different countries up to date.
Congrats on that.
I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, and so after you be accountable, you lead by example. And once you lead by example, at the end of the day, you'll make a difference. I tell these kids, man, make a difference in this classroom. Make a difference when you walk them halls in that school. Make a difference in your community. You don't have to be nothing tremendous, but make sure you're making a positive impact wherever you go, whatever space you're in. And so that's how I see it, D.
Bro, it sounds like you took your life and the lessons that you've learned and pulled out these 10 specific tasks, almost these sometimes minute by minute tasks. I was going to say daily, but sometimes it's minute by minute.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about it, bro, and I'm thinking about how it seems that you were positioned, right, when you're talking about playing football.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a great game for the lessons of life, man, because especially for people like you, when you're playing at that elite level, it's like life is always coming to try to knock your block off, right? Life doesn't care. Life is Ray Lewis on the other side of the
100%.
ball. But
100%.
when you get hit, like you said, you got to get back up. You can be down there for a little bit. Like the most gruesome, grotesque hit that I saw in real time was Reggie Bush when he got laid out. And then Reggie Bush is like crawling on the ground trying to get his breath back.
Yeah.
God, I knew that hurt. I don't care how many pads you wear, bro. I knew that hurt. But that man stood back up. He stood back up. And it feels like those are essentially the type life lessons and skills that you're teaching these youth.
Oh, yeah.
Let me ask you, I know as a kid growing up without a dad, my dad was always in prison. So he wasn't a drug user, but my dad had a knack for taking things that wasn't his.
I get it.
And so with that being said, though, I heard you mention that your dad was addicted to drugs. You didn't say which drug, and if I recall correctly, it was crack. But
yeah,
I want you to go into that a little bit because there's somebody that's going to listen to this, man, that see people like you and I, the polished versions that we are today, and they have no idea what mud we came from. And this isn't about you and I wallowing in the mud. It's about sharing, hey, we were down there. We understand what that smelt like and felt like. So you can get out of that. How was it for you watching your dad?
Man, listen, I'm going to tell you this. Listen at this too, bro. All right, so I was like 2 years old. I was a baby. My mom ended up walking in the house on my dad smoking crack cocaine with his homeboy. And I was sitting on the chair drinking my bottle. This is how tight my dad and I are. My mom flipped out, tried to take me. I went crazy. My mama ended up leaving me with my daddy. Crazy, but she ended up leaving me with my daddy. She was just over it, whatever. And then, like I say, they got back together. And when I was 5 years old, they split for good. Bro, it was crazy because it's time where when they say you waiting on your daddy on the front porch with your bag on Friday.
Yeah.
Friday evening, thinking I was gonna, man, that's true. That's true, man. I can remember having a waiting on my dad, waiting to be dropped off with my daddy sometimes, and he never showed, or I never get in contact with him, or my mom never get in contact with him. So it was rough. But at the same time, when I do be with him, man, I remember walking the streets, man, walking the streets of Greenville. I'm telling you, my dad stayed in a hotel. Let me give you this for example. My dad stayed in a hotel right downtown Greenville. Um, and I went with him Friday, right? That Friday evening we was together. We walked down the street on Main Street to this place called the Hot Dog King. If people from Greenville, South Carolina in the area know, they know about the Hot Dog King. All right, so we get our hot dogs, one of my favorite foods. We eat, we enjoy about 30, 45 minutes together, and back to the hotel we go. And I have a soda, I have some chips, I have me a couple candy bars, and out the door my daddy go. And I don't see my daddy no more. And I'm at this hotel by myself. I'm 7, 8, 9, 10 years old at this hotel by myself, and he out smoking dope. Blew his money gone, whole paycheck, whole work, whole week of work, man. Come on, like gone in like 2 hours. And again, he like your day. He got to start trying to take and take. It was times where I used to walk with my dad, and we talk about this all the time. We talk about all his past stories, man. And I remember walking with him through this neighborhood called Nickertown, man. And it used to be a rough neighborhood, right? And I remember him telling me to look out, and he go breaking someone's house. And I put this in my book too. He broke in someone's house, took some stuff, and dipped out while I'm watching. And so just experiences like that, man. I remember all those, but we always been tight, man. I hate for somebody to talk about my dad. I hate when people used to say your daddy smoked crack, and I'm ready to fight. It was crazy, but our relationship was like this. Regardless of what my daddy did, I knew he smoked crack. I knew he was a head. He was my hero. I love this man to death. Like I wanted to be with him everywhere he went. I went. Even though he was smoking crack, he was doing his thing. There were great times between that too. Where we go to the park with his homeboys, who was most of them doing the same thing on Sundays and hoop. I'm 12, 13 years old, 11, 12, hooping with grown men. But I have those memories too, But yeah, it was crazy. It was tough during football season. My dad never seen me play high school football, bro. He never seen me play high school football. He knew I was athletic. He played baseball and basketball. I got that athleticism from him. But he never seen me play football. He seen one high school basketball game when I was in the 7th grade. I played on the freshman team. So he never seen me play varsity basketball. And, it was tough, man, just senior night in football, just having my moms out there, about just her and I. At the time, she was really big. She having back problems where she couldn't stand up. So everybody standing up out, on the field. My mom sitting in the chair, but I'm with her. She with me. That was my rider. That's still to this day. And those moments right there what drove me to play hard. Those moments, not me having my dad after Friday night games, made me play hard. And I felt like that led up to me receiving a full scholarship to play college football. Because I took my anger out. I was a positive kid. Me, D. It's nothing that now. Everything that you know about me now, that's how I was when I was growing up. Just a positive person, bro. And I took all my anger out. I took all that anger out, bro, on that football field on Friday night. Because I ain't had my daddy. I want my daddy there, man.
Yeah.
Everybody else, just about it. I mean, like they had their parents. I have friends who parents were split, but their parents were still there. I wanted that, man, and I ain't had that. So that was another drive. Yeah.
Oh, I appreciate you sharing that with that honesty and authenticity. As you're talking, man, I'm just reliving parts of my life and understanding that it took me 40 years, bro, to get over wanting to hear my dad say, "I'm proud of you, son." Such
Yeah.
simple words, but there's a power that comes along with being a dad and being present. And
Mm-hmm.
the world is full of sperm donors, but them
Yeah.
daddies, the ones that show up no matter what, right?
Man,
Man, even if it's just watching your kid at a spelling bee or something like that, the
yeah.
impact of that, of being present, is huge. You,
Right.
man,
So let me say this though, real quick. I'm sorry. Let me say this. Right now, currently, today, my dad is doing great, man. Like again, my dad, we like this. My dad never seen me play high school football or basketball, but he never missed a college game. It was funny because he was living in Asheville, North Carolina, about 45 minutes away from my school in Cullowhee, North Carolina. So every home game from my freshman year to my junior year before I got hurt, he was there. He was listening to the game. He listened to every away game. And the game that I got hurt, he heard it on the radio. And so, you know, like I say, man, hey, you can always turn that thing around, man. It's never too late. It's never too late. So I just wanted to put that out there. My dad is doing great. We type like this. We actually been kind of talking about doing a podcast. For him sharing his experiences, and you know, it's a beautiful thing, D. So I just want to
hey,
I just
you
want to share
should,
that
bro.
with you too.
You should, and I appreciate that. I wanted to know how your dad is doing today. I have a family member. I'm
Yeah.
not going to mention which one, so I'm trying to craft this story right in
Yeah.
my head, so they
Okay.
don't understand it. But I have a family member, a sibling of mine, whose dad was also a crackhead. Walked the streets, man, doing everything he was big enough to do. Um, and that drug is crazy, bro, and it takes control of your life. Still to this day, my my sibling, like the dad, does his absolute best to make up for the moments that he missed.
Yeah.
So my sibling has a business now, and though their dad still has some struggles,
Mm-hmm.
man, when he's clean, bro, he's there. He's doing everything he can do to help them in their business. And when he
Yeah.
messes up, he acknowledges it. And by now they have such a relationship that they know when the other one has been, like, you see when you fell off that train, like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And there's a almost like a safe word, this conversation that happens of, hey, stop. Just,
Yeah.
we know where this train goes. Get off of it right now. Right. And is it hard to stop
Mm-hmm.
that locomotive? Absolutely. It's hard to stop that locomotive. But they have that type relationship where they can have that conversation. And then it's now a mutual support of each other. And it
Yeah.
goes back to, there are people that will say, like, the kid isn't supposed to parent the parent. But you know what? Life is life. And
Exactly.
sometimes, man, you have to step out of your element to be that support for somebody who, and that may be your parent, that
Mm-hmm.
they you right now. So
Yeah.
I appreciate that. The way that you say that he never missed a college game
Yeah.
is like, you're still showing up, even as this grown man sitting here right now today. There are so many other people that harbor this resentment in their heart, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like Dr. Wayne Dyer's quote is so accurate when he said that it's never the snake bite that kills you, just the venom left in your veins. And when you have that anger and
Correct.
resentment towards your parents, mom, dad, whoever that it was, that's eating away at you. So I'm proud of you, bro, for overcoming that.
I appreciate
I'm
that,
also
D. I appreciate
appreciative that life has put you in this position, man, to be able to coach others through it. And it's not just
it. Yeah.
youth, right? You may think it's just youth,
That's the
man, but
thing. No.
yeah,
F3 is for everybody, man. And that's the thing. I want to make that now the youth, that's just been my passion. That's just how I came up. But this F3 movement is for the world. It's from the youth to the elderly. So yeah, this thing, and not just here, this thing is gonna be global. I need this F3 gonna be everywhere. And that's my mindset. And that's the F3 mentality.
It's already global, bro. I heard you say your app is in 12 countries, if I heard you correctly.
12 countries, man.
Let's
12
go.
countries, bro. And I'm gonna tell you how good God is, man. So my goal was, and this is on my website, which is getf3.com. But on my bio, it says, "What is your future? What are your future goals with F3?" And I said, in 2 years, I want F3 to go international. I want it to go international. The day it dropped on April 20th, 2026, it hit 4 countries. The
Boom.
very first day. Boom. Man, God is so good, man. But yeah, man, it's a movement. And I'm very excited about the future of it and where I'm about to take it and where it's gonna go.
Let's go, bro. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I support you, bro. I support you. I absolutely love you. And I love the way that bro, I meet a lot of people, right? And
Yeah,
I talk about
yeah.
this sauce of life thing, this people that take their adversities and turn them into advantages, or they take their pain and they turn it into progress. You're the epitome of that, bro. You're one of them. It's what Dion used to say. You got that dog in him.
Hey, listen, and that's come from being the underdog. That's come from coming from unprivileged. That's coming from unprivileged, but wanting everything. You know what I'm saying? That's come
Yeah.
from not being given. You know what I'm saying? That's where that all stems from. So yeah, that dog. That's where that dog come from within
Let's
me.
go, bro. I'm gonna switch gear right quick to go back to something that you said. First of all, you've already given enough information, man. You dropped so many nuggets in here that it's just like, dude, I want to go back and I know when I rewatch this, I'm gonna be like, I should have asked him that, or I should have asked him that. But I
Yeah,
have to remember what you're talking about. So
yeah.
when you're talking about this injury, bro, it's like you were good
I
from
was
from
good.
what I recall, bro, playing football. Like you were good with the rock. How did that feel? Or walk me through that process for you, bro, of going from being at the highest high to getting that injury and then you deciding to drop out, all of that whole process, because there are so many youth who they have a lot of potential. They see that potential and then life just punches them in the mouth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How did
If I
you overcome that? But not just go, don't go just go straight to how you overcame it, but
could,
if you can just live in that moment for a little bit. Like what did you feel?
okay, so I don't know. Well, you can't hardly see it, but this little piece of paper right here,
Okay.
this picture, it's our whole season of that year, and we actually played Alabama Crimson Tide that year and got whooped. But my defensive coordinator, shout out to my guy, and I talked to him on a regular, Jeff Collins. He um he sent me this letter, and I'm just gonna read it what he said. At the bottom, at the bottom of it, it said, how hard you work today determines the success you will have tomorrow. All right. But he hand wrote to me, he said, Jada, we could be the best defense in the nation because of your leadership, your work ethic, and character. Show up in the best shape of your life and lead the way for all of us. Jeff Collins.
Let's go.
So I want to give a big shout out to my guy, Coach Collins. And you see, that was 2004. I still had it, and I have it in a frame in my trophy case. That's what that man means to me, and that's what this means to me. So I say that to say this: I was having a good year. That was the year I came in. That was my junior year. Um, I've won a few awards through the team awards, and that spring coming up to my senior year, we going into the last spring practice before our purple and gold scrimmage game. Now I've been balling. We've been good. Now I that spring they put a black jersey on me, and that's a long story. It's pretty much the black jersey symbolizes you don't hit nobody else. You proving yourself to this coaching staff that you bought that. And Coach Collins got it from Florida State. You know,
Okay.
they used to put a black jersey on them. So throughout the whole spring, it was certain drills I wasn't allowed to do because I proved myself that I could hit. And that's a big honor from coming from the coaching staff and my peers. So the last practice, I asked my coach. I asked Coach Rule, my linebacker coach, Matt Rule. I said, Coach, man, let me get a couple of reps. And he was like, nah. Then he finally threw me in for a rep. All right. It was a tackle drill, 1-on-1 with the running back. The running back just had to score. He can do whatever he wants. So this particular time, my man Nick, we call him Canada. He from Canada. He tried to run me over. And it was a good hit. It was a good tackle. But that neck and spine said no, it wasn't. So we just hit. And when I hit the ground and I felt that burn, I felt that sensation, I knew it was over with because I've already had that injury my freshman year. I missed the last 3 games my redshirt freshman year due to that injury. I kept catching singles. I didn't have no feeling in my arm for like 4 months, and I'm left-handed, Derek. So I was messed up. Yeah. But I felt that pain, and I knew it was over. I went to the sideline. My coach came over there, and all I can do is I'm like this, and all I could feel was his hand on my head. And I said, "It's over. It's over. I know it's over." I fast forward a couple of days later. I went to the doctor with my athletic trainer, and they told me this. The trainer came in with the doctor, and the way they walked in, I knew it was over with for real. Like my trainer head was down, and just the body language told the whole story. So he said, "Listen, Jada, you have 2 options." He said, "You have a short term and long term." He said the short term is you try to rehab and you play your final season, your senior year, and possibly play professionally for however long, and take that chance to get hurt. Or option B, long term. He said, "Jada, do you want to have kids?" And I was like, man, that was it. I knew it. Mm-hmm. I knew when he said that. I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "I'm gonna advise you to hang it up." And when he said that, like, bro, this messed me up, bro. This shit still bother me today, bro, because I still had a letter where it said, man, it was over with. They broke everything down, and it said he's forbidden his senior year. And dog, I felt like I was this close because everybody back home coming into college kept saying, man, you're gonna be our ticket. You're gonna be our ticket. Them same cousins who were selling dope and keeping me away from that was the same. But the same dudes telling me you're gonna be that ticket, and I took that as an honor, and I was going, and it got taken away from me like that. And so that happened, bro, and I had to call my mom. They walked out the room. I was sitting on the table, my feet dangling from the table. I called my mom. I said, "Mom, it's over." And we cried together. She said, "Baby, it's gonna be okay." And God has other plans for you. But I couldn't accept that. I didn't understand that at the time, bro. What other plan? I want to ball. Like I felt all I wanted is a chance, bro. I ain't say I was gonna make it, dog. I ain't say I was gonna come out the draft. Hey, if I would have been a free agent or whatever, I just wanted a chance. I just want to get my foot in the door. If it wasn't in the NFL, I just want to play professionally somewhere because that's just been a long time dream, long time goal for me. And again, the Most High took it away. And again, I didn't understand it at the time. But come time I came to realize, man, what the deal was. That he don't make mistakes, that he can use me to help other people that has gone through similar things, injuries, how to deal with injury, how to cope with injury. Because I left school that happened in April. I finished my last exam, my final exam in May, and I never returned back to Western Carolina University. I left May 2005, and going into the next season, I was actually in the program as a grad assistant. So I could have had an opportunity to coach college football. It ain't no way, there's no telling where I would be right now if I had a, went on with that. But again, that wasn't God's plan for me, bro. So I was depressed. I left school. I felt like I let everybody down, bro. Uh, I told my parents that I wasn't going to school just to play football. But after what I did, for as leaving school, that's what it looked like I did, and I didn't. They didn't sit right with me. You know what I'm saying? It didn't sit right. Knowing I told my parents that that wasn't the reason I was going, but at the end of the day, by me leaving, made that the reason I went. If that made sense, and and so it was tough. It was hard. It was hard. I couldn't watch football. I couldn't watch football, man. The draft came that next year. I tried to watch it. I went back to Western to try to watch a game when we actually beat the number 2 team in the nation at home that night. But man, like it seemed like every 15 minutes or so, bro, I was going to the bathroom, bro. Like just I couldn't look at it. Like I see my boys, they come dapping me up while they warming up. It was like, man, I'm supposed to be out there, bro. I'm supposed to be out there. Yeah. But I couldn't even watch the game, man. So I left, in the middle of the game, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit had me jacked up, bro. Like I was hurt. I felt like my whole life was taken away from me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know what was next at the time. I wasn't thinking about that. I wasn't thinking about life after football because I still had another year of college. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, man,
bro, have you always
what it was, bro?
Always been that guy that that puts your world on your back? I hear you, and if I'm hearing you correctly, man, it's like all of these people around you that you looked up to, the uncles and aunts and dad and the struggles that people have. It sounds like you committed within yourself as a youth that you're going to be that, for lack of a better term, you're going to be that Messiah, or they look at you like that because they called you the ticket or something like that, you said. But these are people that are looking up to you, and it sounds like you just added that into your rocket pack on your back. Like, I'm going to be that guy that changes the life of all of these people around me. Is that something that was always in you? Or is that something you recognize as an adult?
I wouldn't say, Derek, I don't know, man. I would say as a youth, man, when they said, when they was like, you're going to be our way out of here, that's when I took it upon myself. I feel like I have some people that's counting on me, and I'm just a dang on teenager. You know what I mean? And so I think that's what it was. And when the situation with me getting hurt went down, I think that's why it hit me so hard that I felt like I knew my role coming out of Reedy Falk, out of my community, out of the village. I felt like I knew my role, and I didn't fulfill it. I didn't fulfill it. So I think I kind of knew that back when I was younger, I would say.
It feels like, bro, you and I have so many similarities in life. And I can speak from my perspective now, and I don't want to, maybe I was projecting right there, but I don't want to project. I want to have a conversation, but it feels like to me that would be a rite of passage moment. That's that teenager or that boy whose elders in the village kicked him out and said, "Bring back a lion or don't come back."
Yeah.
And so that moment of saying, "I'm the one who's going to bring y'all out of here. I'm the one. I'm putting that on my back. I'm the one. I got this." Like, that's the moment for me as I'm listening to you. That's a moment that is like a manhood defining moment where you step out of being a boy and you take on the responsibilities of a man, and
Mhm.
then that becomes your identity. And it sounds like you really wrapped yourself around that as an identity, and then you
Yeah.
go out there, and at no fault of your own, which you may disagree or you may question, should you have asked to get a couple reps in, but it really is no fault of your own that life punched you in the mouth
Yep.
and made you realize, like, yo, you don't run this thing.
Yeah. It's not
Yeah.
about you. It's for you, but it's not about you. It's about me and what I have for you. And I finally
You
realized that, bro. It came to me, man, and I accepted. I had to accept it, and it was no other way. Um, it wasn't like I can go back and turn back the hands of time and go back and do it again. So I just had to pivot, take my new role, and I'm gonna be honest. Like it took me what to 2016 was my first ever high school coaching job. Um, but it took a while in between that, 2016 and when I left,
yeah.
had odds and end jobs, and I knew I wanted to work with the youth, but I didn't know, or I wasn't confident enough to step out my comfort zone to go find those opportunities until, like I say, until 2016. So um, I'm just blessed, bro. I'm blessed to be in the position I am right now, and you know, uh, life throws curveballs at you every day, but you just have to know how to adjust. You have to duck and dodge and stay in your lane.
Yeah. Bro, it's like you spent 12 years finding yourself, bro. And then you found yourself and you launch and now you're in 12 countries already. Like a country per year.
Yeah. Hey, listen, man. Listen how he put things together. It's funny. It's funny that you say that because I have a good friend too, Keith. Man, he a motivational speaker. He went through some things, and he sent me his book. I just received it the other day, and he autographed. He signed it, and he sent it out on 6/13. And so I opened this book, and it's like during the intro, I just read like a page or two, and it said on June 13, 2008 was the day I got arrested. And I was like, oh man, what a coincidence. So I just kind of hit him up, like, man, did you mean to send me that book on that day? Did you mean to, put that together June 3rd? He was like, yeah, man, because I sent you a book. I sent a book to my wife friend whose son is doing a bid right now, and he sent it to another prison. And I said, oh man, that's cool. Just the fact that he thought about me to send that book on that day. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah, you made me think about that, just that coincidence type thing. But yeah,
Bro,
12 years.
bro, I don't believe in coincidence, man. I think the
Yeah.
universe, I think the universe operates with mathematical precision.
Yeah. Oh, no, I
And
get that. No,
it's like sometimes you need an outside perspective
uh-huh.
that's listening to your story or watching what you do to see
Yeah.
it from a different way than you see it. See, when I'm looking at you, I'm seeing a kid that literally came out of the mud.
Yeah.
Right? Not many kids know what it's like to sit in a abandoned motel room, or to sit at a rooming house, watching people smoke crack, watching violence and different things that happens in that world. Not many
Mm-hmm.
people know what it's like, or to know what it's like to smell crack when you walk into the house. As a kid, you know what
Mm-hmm.
crack smells like,
Mm-hmm.
right? Not everybody knows that, Jada. And then to put the community on your back, right? Your community, the
Mm-hmm.
people that you know and love around you. And it's like, I'm gonna make sure that mama doesn't have to work how hard she's been working, or she doesn't need to do the things she's been doing. I'm gonna make sure my daddy has the resources to get off the street. I'm gonna make sure that Unc squared away when it comes to X, Y, and Z. You put all
Mm-hmm.
that responsibility on you, and you just get out there and you just grind, bro. And you turn your body into this machine, what you're talking about here,
Yeah.
where you get to the place where your coaches recognize you and they make you a black shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Jada ain't got to hit nobody. Y'all be thankful that Jada ain't in practice right now because he be showing all y'all up. None of y'all gonna touch the field. That type energy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then God comes and what you feel is snatches that away from you. Not realizing, bro, how many football players have what is it, CTE or whatever that thing is, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They've been hit so many times, bro. There's so much knowledge that they could put out there. There's so much wisdom that they could put out there for the youth, but they ain't got it no more because
Yeah,
their brain them and rattled. But
correct.
where you took you may look at it and say, it took me 12 years, D, to get back up, da 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 da. And it's like, nah, bro. It takes time to this is the sauce of life.
Yeah.
We're talking in the realm of cooking. Like if you marinating the perfect sauce, bro, it takes time to allow those things to marry.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you got to turn the heat up, boil the sauce,
Yeah.
and sometimes you have to lower it down and simmer it and add certain more ingredients in there so you don't damage the flavor mixture of the sauce. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
As I'm listening to you talk, bro, I'm just proud of you, man. I'm clapping it up for you. It's
But it's
like,
love.
bro, you are literally the epitome of a person that life has kicked you repeatedly, but you have stood on business and stood back up. And now you're taking this focus, fight, finish message and pushing it out international. Like, come on, man. Come
Yeah.
on, bro. I'm proud of you, man.
Let's go,
I heard
man.
you
Let's
launched the
go.
app. You launched the app.
Hey,
You
man,
have a
I
book.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
The
tell us,
book is
you
coming.
launched the app. You have a book. You created Focus, Fight, Finish. You're coaching kids. You have these different programs and everything. All this stuff that you have going on. Tell us about all these different things, bro. I know I'm missing
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. So it's cool, yeah, man. So, like I say, man, I'm extremely blessed and proud, man. I've had some guys who, you know, work with me to help this come possible too. I have my bro, Dr. Jones, Dr. Jonesy. So Ricardo Jones, he's the one who actually built the app through his app, which is Race Prompt, where he just creates a bunch of prompts and he put his app and he built a game changing app for me. Uh, it's dope. Let me tell you a couple of things that I do like about this app. Um, it's an accountability app, right? Uh, you have your three priorities that you do for the day. No negotiation. Then you have your pillars where you have your five critical tasks, five most important things you get done for the day. You knock them out, you check them off. All right. And you have your mindset check. That's the focus part. Then the fight part, you have your mindset where it'll tell you a quote, a different quote each day. Just to kind of keep you going. During the midday, that's when the midday phase come in when catches kind of fade out a little bit, get tired, energy get low. But it has a place where it just kind of keep you in check. And then at the finish part, it's the evening. Um, you have your book that you read. I'm a big reader now, and remember at the beginning of the show,
Yeah.
I had trouble reading, but so I have your book. You read whatever book you have. You put it on the app, and then you have two reflection questions. D, you have the first one is, uh, what did I learn today? And you put it in, you type it in, you talking in, and the second question is, what will I improve tomorrow? And so you get that done, and it keeps up a tally. It has so many cool features. You have a voice journal on it where I can just talk my whole journal. You can save it, and you can go back and listen to it. You have accountability partners, so you and I can be accountability partners, right? And I have on the app, which is my favorite feature, which is the nudge, the voice nudge, where I can hit the button and I can leave you a voice nudge, and it'll send it over to you, and you hear it. And what I like about it is the voice nudge and the voice journal is, you write things down. You might can feel the emotion, through punctuations and things like that. But when you actually hear that voice, like for instance on your voice journal, you might have a rough day, and you talk 3 to 5 minutes, however long, and you can just hear the emotions. You can hear the emotion when you're happy. You can hear the voice, the emotion when you're sending the voice nudge to your partner. Um, keep going. Let's go, D. Man, listen, have you started your day to day? Let's grind and shine. That's different from, just seeing that let's go, D, on a text. So
Yeah.
it's a cool app, man. Listen, if you have Apple, if you have the iPhone, it's on Apple Store right now, F3 Focus Fight Finish. And like I said, it's a game changer, bro. I'm taking this to individuals, teams, sports teams. I'm taking it to the corporate level. Some corporates, some businesses might not be where they want to be for as revenue or whatever, just due to the
Right.
camaraderie inside the company. So this app can help, companies, gel together, workers come together. The bosses or the managers, they have a dashboard to keep track of, people progress throughout the day. So it's gonna be it's amazing, man. It's gonna be a game changer. I tell you that. It's not going to. It's a game changer now. I'm claiming it.
Let's go. Let's go. I want to just put it out there that this is the app, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now,
Yes, sir.
I will tell you that for me, when I click it, bro, this is the message that I get.
Okay.
I'm putting it out
Okay.
there so you can see that. Because
Screenshot that to me and send it to me after the show, man. And I'm gonna send that over to my guy Jonesy,
all right,
and he can
'cause
definitely
I'm here for
take
you,
care
bro.
of that.
All right, the app sounds absolutely amazing, and I'm looking forward to getting into the app. Because let me be real, bro. As successful as I am, there are days where I absolutely need an accountability partner,
Yeah.
and I don't know if it happens to you. I assume that it does, but I don't know. But when you're performing at the highest levels, you're gonna have those days where it's just like I don't feel like doing nothing today. When life's
Yep.
not happening the way that you expect it, and this for me is Tony Robbins has a great talk
Mm-hmm.
about this where he says depression happens where reality doesn't meet your expectations.
Mm.
And there are so many of us that have these expectations. You were expecting to just have a chance. You wanted to have a shot to go into the
Yeah.
NFL. Let
Yeah.
me get in front of these scouts.
Yeah.
For me, I have my things where I'm just like, man, life is not happening the way that I expected it to happen. The
Mm-hmm.
reality is not meeting that expectation. Bro, there are days, or there have been days where I literally Jada was traveling and didn't know how I was going to buy the little luggage cart in the
Yeah.
airport.
Yeah.
There's been days like that, bro. And on those days, it's just I don't feel like connecting with anybody because it feels like being a fraud, especially when you're a motivational speaker
Yeah.
and you're talking about faith, you're talking about, God delivering on time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, but I'm struggling right now. So an app like what you have here would be amazing for people at whatever level to be able to have.
Oh yeah.
What about the book? Tell us about the book.
Oh yeah. I'm that's what I'm really excited about. So right now, the book is currently in the hands of the editor right now. Finally finished it. But what the book is about my life coming up from birth, from June 8th, 1982. Up through, middle school, high school to college.
Happy belated birthday, bro. My bad.
Yes, sir. Hey, I'm with the big 4-4, man.
Let's go.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
Sorry.
Yeah. So it's about about my life, some of the struggles that I went through academically. Overcoming those challenges, going into school, going to college, and then I also tied into the book my 5 core values that ties into the F3 mindset, which is CAMPS, CAMPS, commitment, accountability, make a difference, passion and purpose, and self improvement. And I just break it down, talk about each one, and just talk about what F3 is and what it means. So it's gonna be an awesome book, man. I'm telling you, I know it'll help. Like I say, some of the people who've been through that struggle, who struggle reading, having academic problems, people who struggle with you know life after injury. It'll really help them in that aspect. And then also, like I say, just to top it off, just the 5 core values that ties into the F3 mindset.
Man, bro, however you're looking at your life, you could be stuck, not stuck, but you could be in a position right now where you're just teaching people how to read the hip movement, right? You're doing that as a football coach,
Yeah.
right? You're telling them where to keep the eyes at so that DB can't burn them and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You could be that could be all that you are. This is one of those things of Garth Brooks talks about unanswered prayers. Thank God for
Yeah.
unanswered prayers. You could be in that position in life, but right now, bro, you're at a position where you're teaching that, plus you have all of these other life lessons that goes along with it,
Mm-hmm.
of how to come out of the mud and take a good shower,
Yeah.
right? And then
Like
move forward. And it's like, bro, don't take this the wrong way. I'm thankful for the life that you've lived, the trials and tribulations that God has put you through,
mm-hmm.
because you were blessed from birth, from what I'm hearing from you, that you have this paradigm, you have this mindset from a youth
Mm-hmm.
where it seems that you always knew that you were meant to make a difference.
Yeah.
And you're making that difference in real time right now, bro.
Yeah,
And
for sure, man.
I'm proud of
God,
you, man.
good.
I'm
Hey
proud.
D, I appreciate you, bro, from the core. You know that, man. I know you're proud of me. You know when you know those that genuine feeling. It's been like that from day one with you, bro. And I appreciate it. And I take that and I receive that with honor though. Seriously.
Bro,
Seriously.
I appreciate you. You and I both know a number of people that have been through less struggle than you and I have been through, and they're
Yeah.
not where we are, bro.
Yeah.
There are
Yeah.
people that go through literally a tenth of what we've gone through, and it breaks them. They
Mm-hmm.
can't recover from that.
Yeah.
So I'm very appreciative of this journey that you're on and the man that you are.
Appreciate
And
it.
I'm telling you, bro, I'm excited to get in our 70s and 80s and still be talking and still
Right.
be improving lives. I had the blessing a couple days ago to meet Les Brown,
Oh wow.
bro. Les Brown, right? I've been listening to this man for years,
Yeah.
years. And I said, one of the things that I've told my wife is like, I'm going to meet Les Brown one day. I don't know when it's going to happen because I've been blessed and fortunate. I had Tim Story as a coach. Tim
Yep.
Story was Oprah's life coach at one point. I
Yep.
have I've been blessed to have Myron Golden as a coach,
Yep.
and just many others, bro. And I'm standing at this event in Atlanta, just pushing out my franchises. Right, I'm
Mm-hmm.
over there just pushing out my franchises, bro. And Les Brown walks up to me at some random event in Atlanta. Hey, young man, and I'm like, bro, hey, I don't geek out or fanboy over
Well,
anybody, but
that
I'm
boy.
like, let's bro. And I'm like, bro, can I give you a hug?
Let's go, D.
Hey, it's like this man don't know that I could probably repeat his life story verbatim of those times
Mm-hmm.
at Liberty City, or him being up in the Penobscot building and da da da. His time as in Ohio as a legislator. Like, bro, do you know how many times I've listened to you and you've impacted me? And then he stood there, bro, and he said, I love what you have going on here, man. Young man is like, but the way that you speak, he said, you should be next to me on that stage. You should be doing what I'm doing.
Mm.
Bruh, bruh. When Les Brown says it, like,
That big time, bro.
hey,
Ooh, bro, that's big time.
that's how I look at you. That's what I
Man,
see from you, bro. People that life continually lines up on the other side of them and knocks them in the right?
mm-hmm.
Life like it
Mm-hmm.
hits that hit stick. Right?
Yeah.
Right? And you may go
Yeah.
flying through the air. Boom. But you know what, bro? You get back up. You get back
Fact.
up and you man up. I
Yeah.
remember you and I talking around, your dad and his sobriety and how
Mm-hmm.
proud you were of him in that. And
Yeah.
I could hear that in you. And bro, it was just like, dude, I want to embrace you and give you that hug. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Because you
yeah,
can
yeah,
still
yeah.
at times still hear that little boy inside of you. But I just wanted to let you know something, bro, before we wrap this conversation up. I don't want you to ever feel ashamed of the
All right.
emotion that you share, my guy, because when you're on this camera or you're standing in front of these youth, bro, and you're talking about your dad or your mom or the injury, your journey, feeling dumb, or whatever you felt when you've already failed the SAT 3 times, you're trying to get back up and do it again, or you're talking about, we didn't go into that 12-year gap. We're gonna catch that on the second interview. That 12
Yeah,
year
for sure.
gap, right?
Yeah,
Of injury to finding yourself. There's a whole period in there that we missed.
yeah.
But those that know, like,
Mm-hmm.
yo, that's a time for some growth, right?
100%.
Some real growth. That's that period. It's like life planted you in the ground for your first few years up to injury point. That was the seed being planted. And then you had
Mm-hmm.
to grow, bro. You had to learn to bust through that dirt and come out to
Yeah.
get to the sunshine. It took you
Mm-hmm.
12 years. That's that gestation period. Them 12 years of busting through the dirt, bro. All the
Yeah.
pressure of the world on you. And now it's like you're at that place, man, where you're growing and growing and growing, bro, and fruiting. You're fruiting already, bro. You got a book, you got an app, you're a coach, you got 4 kids. By the way, shout out your kids right quick, bro. Get us a
Yes,
little
sir. Yeah, 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 yeah. So my oldest, she's in Tarpon Springs, Florida. So she's that's Gabby, and she has our 2 grandkids, Jackson and Rara. And then I have my other daughter here in South Carolina with us, Leah. And then we have the 2 boys, Sean Michael and Jada Jr.
let's go.
Hey,
Hey, let's go, bro. I'm
yeah,
proud of you, man. I'm proud of you. And thank you, Aunt Heike. Is it
Hypey,
Heike?
Hypey.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shout out to Aunt Heike. Appreciate you. Shout out to Mama for sticking
Mhm.
by you and being at your side always. And shout out to Daddy always. Also for everything that he put you through that made you the man that who you are today. But bro,
Yeah.
before we get out, there's two things. One, let the people know where they can find you and whatever it is that you want them to consume of yours.
Yeah, yeah. So on social media, you can find me on Facebook at Jada Sullivan, Instagram F3 Focus Fight Finish, and on TikTok it's Coach underscore F3. And please look, y'all go check out my website. You can learn about the app on the website and also learn a little bit more about myself if you like. But the website is getf3.com, GETF3.com.
Beautiful.
Sir.
And then our final question, bro, always to wrap this show up. Jada, if this is the last time I get to hear you speak, or the only time that someone from my audience gets to hear you speak, what would you want us to walk away with?
Listen, life will be lifing. Life will throw curveballs at you. But like we pretty much talked about this podcast, we got to get up. You can get knocked down 5 times, you have to get up 6. So listen, just be yourself, be authentic. Don't let outside noise interfere with the dreams and goals and vision that you have, and go live your life.
Easy enough.
Easy
Brother,
enough.
I
Can I
appreciate you
say
and
one
love you.
more thing?
Oh, go for it.
Shout out to my dog Derek right here, man. So with the waffles or whatnot, man. What's up, man? I want to give you your flowers too, man. And what you doing and you exploding and you grinding and shining out there, bring this thing over on this side, So I just want to give your flowers too, man, and wishing you and claiming that you have nothing but abundant blessings your way too, dog. And what you got going on in the lives that you're touching and the lives that you're changing, bro.
I appreciate you, bro. You
Yes,
and I are
sir.
meant to be world changers, Jada. You and I were born for this type stuff, bro. So
That.
um it doesn't, you and I are not, it's like we don't have to be uh Nelson Mandela to make an
Yeah.
impact on the world.
Yep.
you and I are making an impact right now at the levels that we are. And we won't know we're Nelson Mandela until we're, you know, way up there in age and
You know.
yeah. So I appreciate your grind. Jada, I
Oh,
appreciate your time, brother. I love you. And you have a blessed day. I'm gonna get ready for my next meeting.
hey man, you do the same, man, bro. I appreciate the opportunity to be on your platform, and bro, I love you more than you know. You heard me.
Hey, do that podcast with your dad, bro. Get it started. And I would love to know when both y'all are available if y'all want to come back for the second interview to come back. But let's go.
That man, I'll let you know. That'll be awesome, man. Have a good rest of your day, boy. Have an F3 type of day, my guy.
Heck yeah. Love you, bro. Bye.
Love you too, big dog.